Hi, my name is Emily Katz and I'm the owner and founder of Modern Macrame. Today I'm going to knot up a very simple one bundle plant hanger for you from start to finish, and you're available here to follow along. Okay, so this is a brand new color, and this is why we're doing this feature today, is to celebrate the launch of our sage green. I have been loving this new fun color. It is a really great neutral and it will knot up a beautiful plant hanger. So I'm going to also use this brand new wooden ring to have at the top, as you can see here. So I'm going to use the wooden ring, the sage bundle, and then just to add a little bit of extra fun, I'm going to be using some of our 4 Eyes ceramic beads. These are made of porcelain and they come in a set of 3. They're really playful, fun beads. So I'll be knotting with these beads as well. For those of you who have never made a plant hanger before, this is going to be a good intro. I'm going to show you the basic square knot, and then I'll just knot along the plant hanger. So we'll be also saving this video, so if you want, you can head over to our website, modernmacrame.com, and purchase all your materials. As well, if you're interested, there is a plant hanger pattern. It is a single bundle plant hanger pattern that you can make in either the 5mm rope, or we also have a 4mm string that's really soft and nice to knot along with. So I started along here and set my piece up so that I have this ring at the top, and I already added the rope on here, and if you want to have that exact measurements of everything, again, that is in that plant hanger pattern. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 4 ropes that are in the front and I'm going to start knotting with a square knot. So what I do here is I go left over the center, right over the tail, behind and through. And again, if you want to learn this knot specifically, you can head over to our YouTube channel. We'll put that in the bottom, in the notes below, so you can link directly to all of our knot videos. So I'm just going to be knotting up this simple version of this plant hanger. And knotting can be very relaxing. For those of you who have made macrame in the past, you know. And this is a 3-limbed plant hanger. So I'm going to separate each one of these sections into different limbs. And I can move this around as I knot. So you see I've done these first 2 sections, and I'm knotting in groups of 4. So here's these 4 ropes here. This is where I'm going to do my next square knot. Again, just knotting the square knots. All right, so this is the very beginning, the top of this plant hanger. I'm going to keep going on each limb, and when you are designing your own plant hanger, you can use a measuring tape if you want for specific lengths. I'm going to knot another square knot down here. That's where the bead is going to go. So I'll do 1 knot on each limb. At a certain point, I'm going to have to scoot my setup back so you can see the bottom as I'm knotting. And you can twist this, or if you have a swivel clip, that's really helpful at the top as well, so you don't have to twist your rope as you go. So I'm just knotting my plant hanger. Okay, so now I'm going to add the beads. So one trick that can be really helpful actually is to tape the ends of your rope first. So if you do that as you're cutting your rope, then you'll have little taped ends, and it's really easy to add beads. So we had these beads custom made for us by 4 Eyes Ceramics, and so the holes are large enough to put the rope through. But if you're having a little bit of trouble, you can twist it together to make sure that the rope goes through. Once you get one through, it should go pretty easily. And the trick to adding beads to your macrame is that you want to add them to the center 2 cords. So you can see here, the center 2 cords, I made a square knot at the top, and I'm gonna make a square knot at the bottom. And that will tuck the bead in and make it nice and sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So you can see there's that first bead. And you know, just for the sake of kind of having the beads line up in different places, here I'm gonna move this back. You can see I'm working here on a rolling rack. You can now see a little bit more of the spacing here. I have a measuring tape, like I was talking about before. We actually have some really fun modern macrame measuring tapes. So this distance here is about 5 inches, and I'm going to knot a little bit further. I'm gonna knot to 8 inches for this next one before I add my next bead. That way, there will be a little bit of a tier to where the beads land in the plant hanger, especially since they're different shapes. So again, I'm grabbing the 2 in the center, and that's where the bead is going to go, through the 2. Again, I've knotted a square knot at the top, and I'll knot this one around. Also, I love this bead. It's so fun and floral. It has such a neat shape. So you can see that there. That's how the bead goes onto that. And then the final one, to give myself even a little more room, I'm gonna knot even a little bit further below. So that way that bead can really stand out. All right, so I'll take that final bead. So when you make macrame plant hangers, you really can have each limb be different. It doesn't have to all be the same. That's sort of you know, one of the things that's really fun about making these macrame projects is that it doesn't have to all be the same. Each one can be its own unique shape, its own unique limb. And that adds to the uniqueness of your piece. So we have all of our beads are on here now. You can see how nice that's looking at the top. And so once I finally have a plant in there, there will be a really sweet, you know, there will be great shape, great openness in that. Okay, so I'm gonna just move this back here so you can see a little bit better. Step in front of the rack. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep knotting over here. So really, because these ropes are long enough, what you can do is make sure that, the one thing you wanna make sure of is that the knot at the bottom, before you begin to make the basket, is in the same place, on all 3 limbs. That's really the only rule when you're making a plant hanger. Because the thing that would happen if they're not all the same is that eventually, as you're making the basket, it might be a little bit wonky, and you do want there to be a certain kind of geometry that occurs when you're, you know, making your plant hanger. Putting this back a little bit more so we can keep seeing the bottom. So what I've done here is I've knotted 2 square knots at the bottom of each one of these limbs before I start making my basket. So there you can see the beads. They look so nice. I love this color palette. These are the peach beads with the sage rope, and again, that natural wooden ring. I just think that's the prettiest plant hanger. I'm gonna hang it up in my house. Okay, so once you get down to the bottom, what you'll want to do is start making the basket. So to make the basket, you'll be taking the cords and combining them together. So one from the left side and one from the right side. And I'm trying to be conscious of you guys being able to see me down low here. I know that there's only so far away that I can go. But we'll try this like this. So it's good to measure at this point as well. So I have my measuring tape. So the first measurement you want to make is from the bottom of this square knot to where you're going to do your next square knot. And 4 inches is a really good length for that. So I'll make my next square knot 4 inches below. And again, this is making an alternating square knot. So what that means is it's combining from the left side and the right side. And that sort of starts to make the basket. And then you'll do that on all of the rest of these limbs. Just one time around each one. And once you've gone around once, you can see the mesh is already starting to come together, sort of creating that basket weave shape. Then what you'll do is you'll repeat that process again, only half as distant. So if we did 4 inches here, then we'll do 2 inches there on the next row. So take your measuring tape out again, or you can kind of eyeball it as well. So I'm measuring 2 inches. And this is going to help create that basket shape. And you just do 1 knot on each piece. Okay, and so now you can see there, I have this basket is really starting to come together. Okay, so then the last thing that you do is, just like at the top here, what I did before we got started was I made a square knot holding the material double. So what that means is that you take 2 cords on the outside to be your working cords, and all the rest in the middle to be the filler cords, and you make 1 big square knot. So I'm gonna do that here at the bottom by taking 2 of the longest cords and tying a knot down here. Which you guys can't totally see, but I'll show you in just a sec. So there is the knot at the bottom. And there's still quite a bit of fringe down here. I made a pretty short plant hanger. So what you can do is you can leave that fringe long, or you can give it a trim. You can unravel all the pieces. But now you're ready to put your plant in. So this little teensy succulent plant to go in my macrame plant hanger. So voila! I hope you enjoyed today learning how to make this very simple plant hanger. Again, if you're curious about the single bundle plant hanger pattern, we have it available on our website. It's a single bundle plant hanger. Again, we have the sage green 5mm rope. That's brand new. We have the ring, the flat wooden ring, and the 4-eye ceramic beads. So happy knotting, and please head over to modernmacrame.com and check out all of our rope offerings, sign up for our email list, and check us out on Instagram too. We post a lot of inspiration and super fun stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you again next time.